SmallHD is one of the most influential companies in the world of cinema. Their monitors have been used on movies like Joker, Spider-Man No Way Home, Top Gun Maverick, Wakanda Forever, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Barbie, Ferrari, Oppenheimer, The Rise of Skywalker, Fall Guy. You get the point. They're almost on every major blockbuster movie. But how did a local startup become the monitor on almost every blockbuster set? I've used and trusted SmallHD's monitors for years, but I've never seen where they actually come from. So Patrick and I visited their headquarters in North Carolina to see how they became a brand trusted by Hollywood. But first, let's start at the beginning. You've probably heard of the Doritos Super Bowl commercial competition.
Doritos crashed the Super Bowl contest.
Back in 2006, Wes Phillips noticed an ad for the so-called Doritos contest.
Yeah, the Doritos contest is something that's a pretty big part of SmallHD's history.
They went on to win 2 Super Bowl Dorito contests,
The second time around, the winnings that year were big.
which is absolutely crazy to think about.
You have to have the idea.
We probably had 60 or 70 ideas.
Well, you guys are $600,000 richer. We're just,
What? Holy crap, 6 figures?
like, I don't even know what to say.
You can watch this video right here if you want a detailed breakdown on how everything went down. There's a lot of lore about this, so go check them out. So they went on to make the monitor they wish they had, and that's the DNA that SmallHD was born with.
Yeah, this is the original. Buttons on the back, which everybody hated, right?
Oh, that's what those are. I didn't even realize.
So you can't even see what you're doing. You know, you got your regular baseband video, your VGA port component, S video, right? Wes and Dale kind of came out with this thing. We would take the main board that we found in a DVD player. We figured out if you sawed off enough of it, you could keep the video portion and get rid of the audio portion. But if you go too far, it ruined the board, right? So it was just enough. So we would sit outside with a bandsaw and...
No one knows about this yet.
saw boards in half.
So when we first got there, we met some really cool people.
So this is Russell Hawken. He is our lead architect. He's actually based in New Zealand. So he gets up incredibly early in the morning.
It's a little warm in here. We're in the SmallHD test lab right now.
I actually wrote code for DP6s and DP4s once upon a time.
Nice.
I developed that 502 that's on top of there to what it is, the one that's on your rig.
Oh, he's looking around for it.
Which one? More than anything, I wanted to understand how they go from an idea to a product.
What we do back then, as well as now, is we get ideas from our customers, from other people within the industry. We have product managers who have all been part of cinematography for decades.
I think everyone in the building has some amount of a role of just spitballing ideas, talking about what we need. I'm not typically one of the people who are like sitting down and deciding which ones we're going to move forward with. We all contribute, but luckily I'm not the one who has to actually pick something. That's someone else's responsibility.
One of the first things we look at is the panel. We have to decide whether or not it's worth building a chassis around and creating firmware for. And so the panel is usually the very first thing that comes.
Whoa, that's a lot of monitors, dude. That is just a lot of monitors.
And then, you know, we go to what we're currently shipping. We've come a long ways from from one to the other.
I think specifically with the Ultra 10, we had to make sure that the end product was going to be as good as we hoped it was going to be. It goes a long way into making sure that we release good quality products and not just a lot of products.
A lot of respect for what Scott just said, because they really do pay attention to every detail to make sure that the monitor we get turns out to be the best they can make. And I think that's why their advertising has always been so bold, especially when they talk about how durable these monitors are.
So these pictures on the wall as you head back towards manufacturing here are the original testing.
We did some creative things to show how it was durable.
That's shooting it with a gun is the first one. Second one is lighting it on fire. And the third is actually running it over with the founder, Dale's Bronco.
Get some pictures now. Oh my God. No, it's really not.
They did some crazy advertising back in the day. In fact, I still have my 502. They really make them so they last a long time. They even let me test the durability of the Ultra 7 by getting it completely wet.
The Ultra 7 was the first monitor that we did any sort of ingress protection. Nothing can get inside and damage the monitor. We've tested it ourselves, and we've also had it tested by a third party for IP54, which is complete protection from dust ingress, and the 4 means it can handle splashes, dripping water, spraying water.
So when we went to assembly, we actually got to take a peek at how they were building the first batch of Ultra 10. And at this time, the Ultra 10 was not out yet. It was really cool to see how they were building the brand new monitor that they will be shipping in the next few weeks.
You mind if we take a shot of building the first ever Ultra 10? So these are the first ones being built, and we're kind of teaching everybody, going through the assembly instructions and making sure that everybody knows how to build the monitors. All of the monitors that SmallHD sells are actually assembled here in North Carolina by hand, every single one of them.
Cine 24, Ultra 7, Indy 7, Indy 5. So individually, we train them on those processes so for them to understand how to build them to the standard, more especially SmallHD standard.
So after assembly, the next step is quality control, which is super important.
Obviously, quality control is an important part of manufacturing, and our goal is to, consistently deliver the highest quality products to our customers.
Hey, how you doing? So yeah, here at SmallHD, my process is after assembly, the assembled product unit comes to me, where it goes through an initial QC phase where we run through roughly about 18 steps of QC, ranging from button checking, SD card checking, sorry, I'm moving around, and speaker checking. Basically everything that the monitor does, we want to check that, and we want to check and make sure that nothing happened during assembly to cause any issues. So the initial check is just a once over check for QC to make sure that everything looks good and acts good.
And I think it's so interesting to see how important their process is for them and how they make sure that we are really getting the best of the best. From the DP perspective, it was really eye-opening that it's not a rush process, that they really take their time, they research everything, they make it thinking of the DP or the first AC or directors.
And then after that, everything is brought over to a rack where it sits and goes on burn-in. This is actually a small monitor burn-in. Same process, except the slight difference is that with small monitors, calibration happens if they fail what we've created as a population LUT. Basically a LUT that we use as a master that can cover every unit. And then if it passes, we're good, and we determine that through data. But if it fails, then each individual unit gets calibrated, and then we make it right, and then it gets sent out.
Then I found out about the ping pong situation.
Dan is the current ping pong champion as the most recent ping pong tournament. Same thing, got me again. I did beat him 5 games to 0 today. I don't know if that, it doesn't get me the trophy back, but it makes a statement. Yeah, ping pong has always been a part of SmallHD since I first started. We've always had a ping pong table, and just anyone, instead of taking a 5-10 minute break to just walk around or go sit in the break room, you grab a buddy and say, hey, we want to get a couple games of ping pong in. And so it's just always been a part of our DNA here.
After the monitors are done being built and they're past quality and everything else, and they're ready to actually be put in boxes, then they come over here to kitting. They're taking the individual monitors and they're putting them in the box along with the accessories, not touching any fingerprints on the monitors before they go out. And then he'll box them up and kit them.
Of all time, which one is the most popular monitor?
That's a good question. I think the 703 Bolt was one of the biggest hits, right? Because the 703 Bolt had the super bright screen, it was the right size, it had the buttons, and it had the wireless receiver.
Yes.
So that was one of the biggest hits. I think right now, I think our biggest seller is probably the Cine 7 or the Ultra 7. Now that has nothing to do with SmallHD. That has to do with the Warriors winning last night. That's what that was about.
Go Steph.
So this is the final step right here. I always come back here, and this is how you know whether we're having a good month or not. If he's watching basketball replays, then we know it's not a good month. If he's packing up boxes, we know we got a good month going. So
one of the most impressive facts I learned is that they source some of their panels from Samsung.
It's always nice to, I guess, get a panel from a company like Samsung, because we've all heard of Samsung, and it's a privilege to take something of that caliber and use it in our monitors. And you know, it's not just some backwoods company that made a panel in their shed. It's Samsung, and we get to collaborate with them and ask them questions and really grow in our knowledge base from the things that they've already spent so long developing.
So if you own a Samsung TV, you're essentially watching a movie in the same panel that they use to monitor the movie during the shooting of the movie. I think that's incredible. Today, SmallHD continues to lead and innovate the industry with tools like camera control, wireless video, and a personal favorite for me is EL Zone, which has become one of my most used tools in SmallHD monitors. One thing I will say after having been there is that everyone that works there is actually passionate about what they do, and they want to do it the best they can. It made me rest assured that the product I'm getting, it's a good product because it's made by people that care. It's why it's become a staple for my equipment to always have a SmallHD monitor that I can trust, that I know I can use, that I can check exposure confidently. And if you guys don't know about EL Zone, I would really recommend you go check out my Instagram, where I make short form content. And I made a video about this tool that they created with Ed Lackman, which is legendary guy, cinematographer guy. Anyway, I hope you like this video. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next shoot.